Kevin can really swing some P-bars. See here, nice peach element into the skill there is called a pike bell.
Invented again by Mike Bell, who was a former German gymnast. Boy, they made a lot of contributions to this sport.
Giant into a tuck bell. Routine is going great so far.
He had a 15.3 in the qualifying round.
Outside of that large step on the routine, it's pretty clean.
Recap on the score for Hoshi, 15.7. Very clean execution.
And that's a good score. This vault only starts at a 16.2, so to get a 15.7 out of a 6.2 vault, it just goes to show how clean he was.
That seems to be a typical quality of the Japanese program. Very clean execution. They do not give away obvious errors. Mizutani now. Oh! What a save!
Save that.
Oh, that could have been a disastrous deduction if he sat down. 0.8 of a point.
It's going to be a deduction nonetheless because he landed so deep and took a large hop back. And you'll notice he.
What do you think happened here?
You'll notice here that he was a little. He didn't come over the top, and that skewed his axis of twist. When you're off axis like that, landing in kind of a diagonal position and tend to drift off to one side. He had to take a large step back in order to save that. But right there you see he doesn't come over the top of the horse in a perpendicular axis to the table.
15.525 for Mizutani.
And that vault starts from a 16.6, and that shows that the judges noticed those deductions. Almost a point off, more than a point off.
Okiguchi now. 16.2 was his score in the qualifying round. But as we have mentioned, scores a little bit tighter today, which is good.
The Japanese were ranked 6th as a team coming into this team finals on this event.
We saw his exciting floor routine in the first rotation for Japan. We'll see if he can follow up with a big vault here. Oh, sweet.
Wow.
How nice was that?
That was, barely saw how many twists that was, but that was a soup triple full. A higher end vault. Looks like he's almost, wow, I did it. This is the same vault that U.S. candidate Justin Spring tore his ACL on at the U.S. Championships. I mean, that is so many twists. Almost lands outside the line. But that's a great vault. This vault starts from a 7.0, just one of the highest starts a gymnast can get on this event.
That is the hardest vault and the highest start value vault we've seen today.
And to do that in a 3-up, 3-count format, you're really throwing everything out there. You're not holding anything back. Hats off to this Japanese team. Some teams would choose to put up a guy that does a 16.6 vault, go the more conservative route. But
16.25 was his score. One of the few scores that was higher today than in his qualifying round. Very, very impressive for Okiguchi, who is coached by the 1984 Olympic champion Koji Gushiken. Jonathan Horton getting set, put a little honey on his hands to get the
many people
stickiness.
may not know. It's a wide variety of grocery store products that gymnasts use on their hands.
What's your special formula for parallel bar?
Mine's honey. I've stuck with honey for a long time, but I've gone everything from, I used to boil Coca-Cola and put extra sugar in it, and tried molasses and salt water. I mean,
you can see why he needs to get a good grip when they swing through the bottom on these peaches and giant swings. You really need to have a good grip. So it's a combination of water, chalk, honey, some kind of sticky substance, and it's all legal. Nice job for Jonathan Horton so far.
It's going well. The beginning of this routine, he did a peach half element that was slightly off.
For some reason, he tends to rush parallel bars a little bit. And he's had some problems on this event in major competitions. Nice job, though, there.
Overall, very good. Probably happy with that routine. It'll be interesting to see with what the judges do with that first element, which was a peach half. It's generally supposed to finish a bit more towards a handstand. It looked like he was off, and his hands were off axis, but he kept his execution deductions to a minimum. So,
pound for pound, one of the strongest guys in this competition, no question about it. He's known as X Games on the team because the guy basically just goes nuts, especially on the high bar. We'll see that hopefully later today. Recap on the score for Kevin Tan, 15.2. He had a 15.3 in the qualifying session, but he definitely did his part for the U.S. team there. They needed a hit routine.
So the U.S., they are 2 for 2 on parallel bars.
Silariu now for Romania, getting set for the high bar.
And he is one of Romania's key guys.
Nice.
Oh, wow. And that there, he did a in-bar element to a Rebalco type skill and then directly into a release move, which will earn him some bonus connection points.
And a big release at that, a 1.5 twister called a Def, invented by Jacques Def, a French gymnast 20 years ago. Well, he's really not hitting the handstands very cleanly, is he?
No, he's kind of blazing right through them. We'll see what the judges do with that.
Do you think they're being stricter on those type of deductions?
They absolutely are. As I was mentioning, they're really looking for all these skills, all these pirouetting type skills and in-bar skills. They really want to see if the gymnast can finish them in a handstand while keeping the flow of the rhythm going. Here is that Def. Notice that leg separation. It's kind of a toss-up sometimes, Bart. You throw a difficult skill, but you incur a deduction. If it's 3 to 5/10, you almost lost the point of doing that skill altogether. Kind of cancels each other out.
I think that was part of the logic on this new scoring system, was to make the execution deductions severe enough that gymnasts do skills that they're only capable of doing. 15.4 for Jonathan Horton.
And that's a pretty good score.
1/10 of a point lower than his qualifying score, so he wasn't hit too severely for the
No, he wasn't.
bobble in that peach half.
This is a giant double back, also called a bell. And training these elements day in, day out, like I was saying, Bart, your arms really take a beating. Notice there that in that jam position, he did hit a handstand. Oh. It's like we're going in the warm-up for high bar.
This is Nikolai Kryukov, who we mentioned limped off the podium, and you can see he's severely limping even today. I don't know what he plans to do for a high bar this
I don't know. What a warrior, though, huh?
Unbelievable soldier for that Russian team, but it's also very disappointing that they actually don't have another guy to put in place of him. This is the state of the Russian program is in shambles. Yeah, but they're in a rebuilding phase. There's no question about it. But you know, in the 15, 20 years ago, they would have another guy to slot in like the Chinese do now and just say, thank you for your help, Mr. Kryukov, but we don't need you anymore.
Exactly.
So instead, they're bringing these guys who've been 10 years at the world level back to these competitions because they just don't have the feeder system anymore that they used to have under the old Soviet system.
That's right.
When it was a big state-supported program, a lot of money, a lot of coaches, a lot of the top coaches from places like Russia, Romania, China have left their home countries to take higher paying jobs in other places around the world. So anytime you see a program, for example, in women's gymnastics like Brazil, all of a sudden they're great. Look and see who recently moved there, and it's the Ukrainian coaches. The same is the case with Russians. Their coaches have been have emigrated all over the world and made great contributions to other programs.
Like the U.S.?
Like the U.S. Remember a few years back, the team from Israel, the women's team, got really good all of a sudden, and they were like, what happened there? And then you look at Mihai Brestian, the Romanian coach, who now coaches in the United States. He had lived in Israel for about 5 or 6 years and applied the Romanian system there, and it works. So 14-1-5 for Solariu. Not a great score.
Not a huge score, and I definitely think is a combination of the amount of difficulty he had in the routine, plus, like we spoke about, hitting those handstands.
Oh,
wow,
isn't that sweet? Liang Fu Liang, first vaulter for China, 2.5 twister. Wait, he just launches it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, they really have exceptional vaulting technique. Even something, I've studied videotapes on their vaults. They really have mastered this event.
What do you think it is? It's a technical thing, but there's speed and power, but he doesn't look like your typical vaulting body style. He's kind of long and lean.
Not at all, which tells me, and after studying their tapes endlessly, that they are very technically finite about everything they do on that event. All the way down to their run, their approach.
I mean, years ago, they used to train with 20-pound lead weight vests and do vaults into a pit. So the fitness level is also impressive. As we look at Yuri Ryazov from Vladimir, Russia.
Oh, layout to Tkachev.
Last year, the Russian team was second in the World Championships. Had a very good.
Those are called German Giants.
Russians were very good in the team competition last year. His best event is pommel horse, so he's typically one of those long, lean guys who can really swing it out there in events like horse and high bar.
Comes a dismount. Double stick.
Well, he slung it out there a little bit, but managed to find the floor, didn't he?
Yes, he did. That'll be a nice stock routine.
Third in the all-around at the European Championships this year. Liang Fu Liang, 16.025.
Wow.
He had a 16.075 in the qualifying round. So China looking confident.
Very confident.
Expect them to extend their lead substantially after vault.
Especially here. Oh, wow. He has done that vault much better at times, and that's why they put him in this competition. But up until that landing deduction, watch how clean this is.
Yeah, and effortless in the air.
Pre-flight. Toes are even pointed, Bart.
Yeah, that's just so
That
hard.
right there looked like he had the landing, just too much rotation.
Vault is one of those events where you don't really, in fast motion, you don't really see the form breaks. When you see the Chinese in slow motion, you get a sense of really the quality of their vaulting, because there's leg straight and pointed toes throughout.
That's right. And that consciously takes an effort to do that in these skills.
Yeah, because mostly you're trying to just survive,
exactly.
Aren't you? Make the skill around and land it.
A lot of gymnasts are happy with just putting it on their feet. These athletes, they're not happy unless pointed toes, perfect lines.
Gymnastics competition continues here. 14.7 for Russia's Ryazanova.
Beam, noun, long piece of timber or array of light. Verb, to send a broadcast signal, to smile. Beam, also known as a prop to balance on.
Open your mind.
Oh, that was a big moment for Hambuchen. The first one to go on the beam in that rotation.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the championship corner.
And we do indeed have also the women's 3,000 metres. Can Mezret Defar go on better than she did a year ago? And Shobakova's world record is not going to stand for much longer. Mezret Defar coming home. Mezret Defar almost getting caught there, but still sets a world record. Tremendous running.
Tonight, the USA taking on Germany. Weiss sets it back and is chiseled off of Metcalf.
Match point number 2 for Germany.
Stop! 23-24.
Now the United States has the lead.
Wilkins puts it away! And they will look back on this one as one of the great comebacks of the tournament for the United States.
All bets are off when Saturday Night at the Track takes the air on WCSN. See the world's best displaying the speed, skill, and focus necessary to win a world title. Whether it's on the pavement, at the track, or on the dirt, the finish line is all that matters. So forget win and place. The only show you need is Saturday Night at the Track. WCSN.com brings you a winter wonderland.
Let's get ready to take flight.
Pure poetry.
Watch World Championships.
Oh, good God!
Be a part of every world record.
This guy is capable of going really far at any time.
Watch your favorite champions win medals daily. Only at WCSN.
And we are back at the World Gymnastics Championships. There is a look back at Yang Hui. Souk triple full. A 7.0 start value. So from a maximum of a 17 possible on the vault, expect a big score. And China's lead is now getting to be
substantial,
obscene.
Yeah.
16.525 on a 17 point perfect vault.
And it's those types of vaults that really separate the Chinese. Routines like that they have on rings, vault, parallel bars, a culmination of all those things.
14.875, the score for Horohodin from Russia. This, folks, will be dramatic. Nikolai Kryukov, who was hobbled by a severe knee injury in the vault in the qualifying rounds, now on the high bar. He cannot imagine.
And it's good to see him out here fighting.
Oh, incredible toughness for a guy who's had torn Achilles and he's been 10 years at the top of the world scene. I'll be curious to see whether he even attempts a dismount on this damaged knee.
I think it goes to show a lot about his character and how much he wants this Russian program back.
Oh,
where
wow.
It was. Wow, that was nice.
That's the tucked Gaylord, and move invented by Mitch Gaylord, Olympic gold medalist in 1984 for the United States. This is courageous. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. He's going to do a dismount. Oh, my goodness. A double-double laid out.
You can see it in his face. He is fighting.
That is amazing.
That's courageous.
Many gymnastics fans might remember the most dramatic landing of the men's side of the sport was Shun Fujimoto from Japan, who landed on a broken knee in the 1976 Olympics to help Japan win over the former Soviet Union. And this brings back those type of memories. When you have a damaged knee, you go through a routine like this fully aware that you're going to have to do a dismount.
That's right.
And wondering what it's going to feel like when you land from about 12 feet in the air.
I've been in that situation before, even quite recently. I can attest to that. It's going through his mind as almost like a question mark. Will I be okay on this? Just
how much is it going to hurt? I'm going to do it, but I just don't know.
Exactly. Germany's go-to man, Hambuchen.
Just nice looking combinations here.
And that's improved from last time I saw it. More Sue element there. Some gymnasts opt to wear the arm pads. It's because of the abrasions and beatings that our arms take doing these skills.
He was second in the all-around at the European Championships this year, won the high bar.
And this is a good routine so far for him.
He had a good score in the qualifying round, 15.625.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Very nice.
He's enormously popular in Germany, not only because of his successes, but he has a very delightful, outgoing personality, and much of the popularity of men's gymnastics, which is substantially more than women's gymnastics in Germany, is riding on the shoulders of this 19-year-old. He'll turn 20 in October. The score for Hambuchen, 15.575.
That's a very good score for him.
Just a half a tenth lower than his qualifying score, so good job for Germany on the parallel bars. Nikolai Kryukov gutted through that routine, 14.65.
Bart, that's a very good score for a wounded soldier like that, especially on high bar where scores anything in the 15 range is good. 14.6, close enough. That's great.
All right, here are the team standings after 4 of 6 events. China's lead now, almost 6 points over second place Japan, Korea, and the United States, rounding out the top 4. Don't go away, folks.
The gate is down, away they go. Who's got the best start? Oh, it's very tight at the top. Lots of orange shirts up there. Here comes Robinson. He's flying. He did that in the quarterfinals. He's done it again. He's jumped his way into first position. Robinson, if he wins this, he'll win the overall as well. And he will win it. Robinson's the champion.
WCSN brings you another defining moment from the Championship Corner.
women's 100 meters straight final. Where they go smoothly. Algastra a little left in her blocks there in lane 2 and running strongly, looking much better this week. Lauren Williams, but she's getting caught. She's getting overhauled by the Commonwealth champion. Algastra looking strong, and that's tight on the line. Alison Felix. And indeed, the winner, Alison Felix, the world champion at 200.
A single line, etched into space and time, is limitless to some. But to others, it's the edge. WCSN embraces its wild side with athletes willing to put it all on the line for the goal. If you spin it, flip it, jump it, grind it, you'll find it all lands here on WCSN. The Edge. Stay on or falter.
WCSN.com, your destination for World Championship sports. Live events.
This is an amazing sport.
Highlights.
Alison Felix takes it from Sanya Richards and Veronica Campbell.
Photo gallery. Sports you live and love. WCSN.com.
Kick. Verb. To thrust out the foot or feet with force. Noun. A feeling of pleasure or marked enjoyment. A thrill. Kick. Also known as a burst of speed at the end of a race.
Open your mind.
They're neck and neck now. And to the finish line. All right, he's done it.
The world converges in Stuttgart for the 2007 FIG World Championships for Artistic Gymnastics. The United States, China, Romania, Russia, and the rest of the globe have their sights set on goal. Pressure, competition, and desire will make or break the best of the best. There are no second chances in Germany. Champions will be crowned and reign supreme. Join WCSN for this competition September 5th through the 9th. WCSN, the home of world.
Ready now for the 5th of 6 rotations here at the World Gymnastics Championships in Stuttgart. I'm Bart Connor along with Raj Bhavsar, two-time world silver medalist for the United States. Germany to the high bar now, Philippe Boy. This is one of his best events. Oh.
Really missed that handstand on that half talk there. You can see how there, again, judges really want to see those elements come close to a handstand when finishing.
A half talk is a Takemoto is a famous Japanese gymnast, Olympic champion back in the 60s, and that was a variation of the move, so it's called a half talk in the gymnastics parlance.
Oh, no.
Oh, they couldn't afford that at all.
Not at all.
Because it was not a great routine.
No.
And you need to stick those landings, especially when there's, marginal difficulty.
That's right. And to be honest with you, it looked like he was going to nail the dismount. Just kind of thought, if I was in his mind, I believe he thought that he had it made and kicked out a little bit too early, Bart. Should have just stuck it around to his feet. And again, now we get to watch a clinic on P-bars. These Chinese gymnasts.
Firmly in control of the team championship here now. China going to an event, as you say, that they master.
Watch these
They'll
lines.
have to finish on the high bar, but their lead should be so substantial. Anything barring a complete meltdown, China looks in charge and in gold medal form. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
We saw Xiaoqin on the pommel horse, one of the highlights of the day.
They have a nice swing Very fluid look to them, all their gymnasts.
And that's when you know it's good coaching, because the fact that they all have good technique is not an accident.
Right, exactly.
You know, when you have a program, a different program in the United States, you might have some guys that are swingers, some guys that are muscle guys, some that are technical specialists, but to a man, the Chinese gymnasts are technically sound, and that just points to quality coaching.
That's right.
We see the same case for the Chinese women. But they have had some inconsistencies in the past, but that seems to have been erased. Philippe Boy, 14.125, a big deduction for falling on that dismount. The score was higher than I thought it was going to be.
That's actually, I was going to say that. It's not too detrimental.
Well, we are in Germany.
That's true.
I'm not suggesting anything.
No, but there's always that little bit of home court advantage.
Zhukel now on the high bar. Ooh, nice.
That finished right to a handstand.
That was what we're looking for, right.
Right.
Along with the pommel horse, this is his other best event.
These two gymnasts, Zhukel here and Hambuchen, should be able to recuperate the fall that just occurred. So far, so good. Clean routine. Oh.
And Germany currently in 6th place in the team competition, but that is deceiving because they are on high bar and then the floor, a reasonably high-scoring event. They can work their way back up in there. China has the lead, Japan in 2nd, Korea 3rd, USA in 4th. USA will be on the high bar after Germany finishes. 15.75. Xiao Qin.
Just a shade lower than his prelim score. Oh, nice. Front uprise, double tuck.
That's so hard.
That is hard. Flipping fast and not much time to do it in. Oh, and a pike Morrisue. Don't see that from many gymnasts in this competition. Both a pike and a tuck Morrisue. These Chinese gymnasts, they pack everything into these P-bar routines.
Oh. He missed the Worlds last year because of a chest injury. I got to believe that those moves where he lands on his upper arms don't help that, but my goodness. The 28-year-old from Jiangsu, veteran of 2 Olympic teams, delivers.
I think it's safe to say, Bart, that the Chinese have checked into the office.
The score for Zhukel, 14.775. Their final performer will be their star, Fabian Hambuchen. He was a finalist in the Olympics on the high bar.
And a finalist in this competition as well, ranked 1st.
The reigning European champion on this event, 2nd in the all-around.
And this is a dynamic routine.
Here we go.
And it's called a Coleman.
Nice.
That's a popular sequence. It's called a full Takamoto.
Very aggressive.
Packed with releases.
He's always been good on the high bar. Always. He seems very confident there. Oh, yeah. All he has left is his dismount. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Look for Germany to move up.
It'll be interesting to see what that first routine does to their overall score. But
you're right.
Those two routines performed by the Germans.
They're only about a point out of third place right now. Hambuchen can be always expected to deliver in the clutch. He did there. Huang Shu, 16-2.
16-2, and that's mainly because of the amount of difficulty in that routine, probably starting in the high 6s to 7.0 range.
And they're not done. Yang Wei coming up.
Their best guy. Currently leading the competition on this event. His first qualifying into the finals competition.
Superman. Oh, a little shaky start.
Peach half. There's that front uprise double. Giant pike bell towards the end of the bars. Thing you notice about these routines, Bart, is the rhythm and the flow. Judges really want to see from start to finish an even-paced routine. It's not too choppy and pleasing to the eye like Yang Wei is doing here. Very good routine. Small hop on the dismount that should score well. Increase the Chinese lead. For those that don't know, those are wooden parallel bars as compared to some of the other types of parallel bars in the world. So these wooden bars can really scrape up your arms pretty good on those skills.
Most of the other bars are a combination of some kind of fiberglass with a wood laminate. But in Germany, they're old school. They use wooden bars. Okay, so Germany looking pretty good after those high bar performances. Only one shaky landing. Germany will wrap up the competition on the floor exercise as we look at Russia. Maxim Deviatovsky, who is there now.
And this is Russia's main player in the all-around competition. He's a very balanced gymnast everywhere. One of the key guys for the Russian team.
Placed 5th in the preliminaries, European all-around champion, so a balanced gymnast at that.
From Russia, 15.125.
Und nun für die zweite Gruppe dieser Regel 90 Sekunden Einzelzeit.
90 seconds of warming up now.
That was a handspring double full punch Branny. Going for those combination passes. One thing you see more of in these floor routines is rather than 3-skill tumbling passes, you see a lot of 2-skill tumbling passes, and gymnasts are just doing more of them. Rather than a 4-pass routine, you'll see a 5 to 6-pass routine.
Is that just to eliminate the risk of trying to do consecutive bounding skills?
The third one, yeah, a little bit. In this code of points, doing that third skill isn't as highly rewarded.
Right.
So you might as well eliminate that risk and just go for some 2-skill tumbling passes.
15-125, the score is